Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delay here. I don't know where the time goes. I step away from my computer for a moment and I come back and the market's open. It's 5 minutes in. What's going on? All right. Sorry. Here, let's bring over the daily NASDAQ chart so we get our overview. And you can see yesterday's session remaining relatively bearish. There were some very good swings higher and lower. The market finally tracking lower into the close. And here we are beginning the day pretty much where we left off. This is kind of characteristic of a typical pullback. So volume down somewhat on the bearish days. Well, relative to these rather bullish days through here. So we'll see what happens the next few days here. But right now, it's looking as though we're very bullish. Maybe a more bullish than bearish day today. For those of you who like your first in sync Eagle and Raptor signal, well, we had a doozy here today. Look at that. Yes, I would say the market is definitely in a bullish mode today. Trade forecaster says we're going to be moving into trend mode. I think we're already there. The Raptor also with its first in sync signal. Nice number 3 signal. Huge follow through on that. Amazing. The market's on fire here. These are the kinds of moves that my cousin likes to trade. Of course, he likes to trade them in hindsight. He likes to say, wow, if we bought in down here and we sold up here, yeah, great idea. It's pretty easy trading that way. All right, here we go with a number 1 signal on the Raptor. I wonder if that's going to continue with trend. At the very least, we should see a test of the extreme being the high right there. And let me get my stop out of the way for now. Oh, don't fade yet. Come on. Get the stop up to break even. There, we'll give them a bit more of a chance. And come on, you can do it. Yay. All right. Not going to be greedy on that in spite of the monster move that preceded this. Because there is a chance after this move, quick move down here, that we're going to see a test of the extreme. That's exactly what happened. Now that we have a bit more of a solid top, however, and we might define this as a sideways trading range, you could place your just-in-case order to buy above the high. Just in case the market explodes to the upside, you could have your order ready and waiting. Possible rule of three signal here on the Eagle. We've got two signals counter trend already. I would like to see a little better test of the extreme. Given that huge rally, I don't know. Oh, do I dare try to short it? Here on the Raptor, we're about to produce a trend change signal. You see how the clouds have crossed over? Next signal that prints will be a number one signal to short. Do I really want to try that though? So there's the number one signal. When you are essentially going counter trend, I know the number one signal is a with trend signal. It's trying to show you an emerging trend, but it's essentially a counter trend signal in this case. You want to be very cautious on anything counter trend. So a second push opportunity, not a bad way to go. These number two signals, which technically are counter trend, could be considered with trend signals. Oh, baby. We're making quite the bottom here. You just know the buyers are lining up down here around 76.04 trying to nab a few early sellers. That's me. All right. I'm not liking the way it's moving back and forth so much. We got a little bit of candy striping, no real commitment just yet. The Bollingers are bullish. I may chicken out and hold off here for the moment. Shoot, and here we're going with another with trend signal. Okay, we're getting a trend change on the Falcon. We've got a number two signal, again, a number two or an early number one, depending how you want to see that one. All right, let's see if the buyers, in fact, have it going on. Oh, 2 for 2. Ooh, got out of there just in time. What's with all the volatility here? Yes. Words of wisdom here from Ron, reminding me that discretion is the better part of valor. And now we're coming back with a number one signal. So it looks like the buyers taking the sellers to the woodshed here. You can almost go in on any buy signal. And as soon as I say that, the market makes a brisk reversal. Okay, well, I'm going to let the dust clear here a little bit. It is quarter to the hour. That is usually my least favorite time of the day to trade. Ooh, look at that move. I'm going to take a look here at the, see if I can find out what's going on. Is the president giving away money to everybody? What's going on here? Oh, yeah. Floyd makes a good point here. Probably shorts covering. Well, I don't see anything that should cause all this volatility. Wow, we look at that. I should have left my just in case order to buy in place. That was way back here. Unreal. Well, I can't tell you the last time I've seen a market rally like this. Well, we got another little sideways trading range. We could put our other just in case order to buy, just in case the market comes unstuck and just puts in new highs today. I'm not going to do it, but there you go. Okay, well, they would have filled me and, oh, shoot, Eric. Oh, all right. Gonna be like that, are you? These kinds of days are amazing to see, but honestly, I find them really difficult to trade. Not difficult in the directional sense, but in the management sense. How in the world do you manage this kind of position? And it's just moving so darn fast. Yeah, Ron, giving me a hard time. And so you should. Ron says, oh, ye of little faith. I should have left my order. And look at that, another monster move. I don't even want to take the time to figure out today's range, how much money has changed hands this morning. And in the first 20 minutes of trading, no less. Ray says the range is now 756 ticks. Yesterday it finished at 701 ticks. big sideways range again. Wow. Okay, well, seller's pushing back. Much easier to see this in hindsight. We got the trend change signal. Oh, here come the bulls. Oh, maybe. Are we going to get another number 2 signal? There it is. Let's get that up here. Let's get this out of the way. And let's see, 22, I need 5 ticks. No, the seller's taking it to a new low here, so I will scrub my buying attempt for now. Yeah, Ray says yesterday's high, I think it was the overnight high, was 77.10. Well, we're well past that. Okay, a number 1 signal now with a second push opportunity. Managing the stops is going to be a bit of a bear, but see, my stops where they are right there is a little snug, especially given all this volatility. Oops. Come on. Come on, get above that last swing. Let me get my stops up a bit. Ugh, you stinkers. Okay, good. All right, well, let's. Okay, I don't think I'm going to press my luck anymore. Went 3 for 3. Uh, everything is bullish today. Like I said before, it's almost as though pick a buy signal, any buy signal. Right. I think you can give up on the range counter today because it's just crazy. He says, wait a minute, the range is now at 941. All right, I had better put that away before I do something silly. Okay, expect the market to keep going up. they have come unstuck. It'll be interesting to see what they attribute this to. Obviously, something has the markets in a buying frenzy. Here we go with yet another bit of a top. Not quite the sideways. Oh, that's a monster pullback. I was going to say not quite the sideways ranges we'd seen before. You know there's going to be more than a few traders looking for a trend line break as an excuse to buy. I think the market owes us a test of the extreme before it plans its a possible reversal. Now, I should be using air quotes when I say reversal because I don't think we're going to reverse very far. Yeah, I know. Ron's asking, what's the news? I don't know. James says it's a dead cat bounce. Yeah, maybe. That's quite the bounce. Okay, this very well could be the test of the extreme. The market's been on a tear. There we go. Ron doing some digging. President Trump delays tariffs on China. It moves so fast here that it actually wiped out my trading band on my on my eagle. All I'm left with is the hard edge. Okay, that looks like a pretty decent test of the extreme to me. The extreme being the high, this being the retest. I wonder if there may not be a little short-term profit taking here, maybe just a little bit of a dip lower. Not that I would be inclined to short. Okay, ooh, got the number one signal. I was hoping for a bit of a second push opportunity on this. Is that too far down? Whoa. All right. I did not mean to put that order in where I did, but I got it anyway. I wanted to short below here, namely on this signal. Take the trade to break even and ooh, everything's moving so fast. You got to be quick on the trigger. So we did get the number one signal. This was actually a reasonable signal to try to short when it developed. I saw it too late just because the market's moving so quickly, so I decided to try the second push opportunity. But why did I think this was a valid sell? Well, because the lows are down here. I have enough room to retest the lows and get my profit target. So it's kind of logistically speaking, it was a viable trade. The second push entry was a little bit more problematic because of its proximity to the lows. As it turned out, I had a twitchy finger and I got filled a little bit early, which is okay. The market produced another signal and then fell off nicely from there. So regardless, it didn't really matter which of those signals you took to get in. Oh man, if I wasn't finished before, I am definitely finished now. My nerves can't take much more. These are the kind of days that everybody loves to trade. Well, maybe if we tone back the volatility a little. Wow, here come the buyers. You know the bulls will be looking for any dip in prices as an excuse to buy. This is why it is so dangerous to go counter trend in a strong trending market. There's something about human beings, we just want to see the opposite all the time. I guess when we turn 13 and we start arguing with our parents, it just becomes a natural thing to always see the opposite of everything. But that's not always a good thing when you're trading. Much better in trading to see the obvious, not the opposite. This is where a lot of traders get cleaned out because they think, oh, well, prices can't possibly go higher. And then they try to go counter trend. But with such an obviously strong market, you really should just be looking for buying opportunities. Yeah, right, you are. James says we're above Friday's highs. Let's see if we can get below Friday's close before the day is out. I would not be surprised. So we're very, very strong. Volume currently very light. We'll have to see how this volume finishes. Of course, we're barely an hour into the session, so I'm sure volume will be quite impressive by the close. Okay. Interestingly enough, we are producing some sell signals again. But as I mentioned earlier, given the trend, that's the trading equivalent of stepping in front of a bus. Okay, the Falcon working a possible trend change. The Hawk getting mildly bullish. Oh, there's our number 2 signal to buy. It hasn't printed as a number 2 signal, but that is what it is. It is a number 2 signal. All right, there we go. I'll take it on the hash mark versus the second push and see if can't get up there. Come on, give me one more bar and I will get this trade to break even. Okay. So, wow. I got out of there just in time. So all I was looking for was something to try to recover the trend here, because the market is so aggressive to the long side. I think I had better park that. Okay, well, in a little bit of a holding pattern here, a little bit more back and forth. While I think of it, I do need to close the trading room at the bottom of the hour again today, and I do apologize. I've got a bunch of stuff going on this week, and sorry about that. I've got an appointment I need to get to at 8 o'clock, so we'll hang with the market here for another 15, 20 minutes, see if anything interesting happens. More interesting than watching the market skyrocket nearly 200 points, or 200 points, almost 1,000 ticks. Trading, like I said before, on days like today is very difficult. You gotta trust your signals to keep you on the right side of the trade. We're getting an early number one signal here. We're going to get the full number one signal printing. David asking, what is the brick size on your hawk? Okay, I'll show you here in a moment, but just a real quick overview of the default brick sizes, and these will work for 99% of the markets you're looking at. The only big market that seems to be the exception is the E-mini S&P at $12.50 a tick. Anything over $10 a tick, the default settings will tend to be a little bit too big. You may have to make the brick size smaller. But let's go here with the defaults for now. So we've got on the Hawk Scalper a 6-tick brick. The Falcon and the Raptor, the default sizes are both 8 ticks. And then on the Eagle, it would be a 12-tick brick. Now with the nifty new and improved Minrenko bars, you have the ability to set your body size and, went to the wrong thing. Your body size and your reversal size. You do this from your data series. So the trend value is the body, the reversal is the wick. And in order to have the default, you just go 6 by 6. But you do have the option of obviously playing with the settings to refine them, maybe make them a little bit more responsive to the market that you're trading. Okay, so David's asking, what would you recommend for the E-mini S&P? The easiest way to answer that question is to show you the problem. And I'll show it here to you on the Raptor. Today actually is probably not going to look like as much of a problem because of all the volatility that we've had. But let's throw the E-mini S&P on here. The quick answer to your question, David, is 446. So we're going to have we're going to adjust our clouds to be a 4 brick cloud and a 6 brick cloud. And we're going to adjust our Hawk brick size to 4 ticks as well. Come on. Poor computer's got so many numbers to crunch here. There we go. Okay, like I said, today will be the exception to the rule because of the increased volatility. But even so, you can see that all this volatility with the default settings, on the E-mini S&P, the Raptor has only produced 2 signals. one down here, one up here. There were a couple of discretionary signals, but overall, not very many signals. Not always a bad thing, but you really have to be on your toes. What yesterday's session, a few more signals, but again, not that many. And you can see how typically what happens is the daybreak lines, the market becomes very, very, I'm going to have to insert a few daybreak lines here just to make the point. You end up with a market like this, where this is a full day of trading, and yet you only have a handful of signals. Now, again, not a bad thing if that's what your objective is, to only look for, you know, a couple of signals that you can take advantage of. But typically when we're day trading, we try almost to pick the market's pockets, right? We want to get in, we want to take our profit, we want to get out, and we don't want to hang around for a long time, usually. So to that end, we will adjust the the values here on the, oops, let's do the brick size first. We're going to adjust the values on the chart. Sorry, I can't do two things at once. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to reduce the brick size from 8 to 4. And what you're going to see happen when we do that is that our clouds and signals are not going to look right. They're not going to look normal, which means we have to go back now and adjust the values for the clouds and the hawk bricks. I'm afraid to touch anything in case it messes something up. Come on. There we go. Okay, so see what I mean? We've got the faster brick now, so we're producing more signals, but our clouds, everything does not look right, and that's because the values are off. So let's take a look here at our Raptor values. So we're going to highlight the Raptor, and what we want to do is we want to scroll down here and we want to adjust our brick sizes. Now, I see Ben has done something new here, that we actually have a slightly different brick size for the reverse and for the trend, and that's fine. you can play with these a little bit. Let's do the hawk first because that's going to be easier. So we're going to change both of those to 4. And then we're going to change the cloud size to 6. And again, you can play with this a little bit. And the second cloud we're going to change to 4. So we got our 4, 4, 6. And then apply those. The way I always tell people, the easy way to remember this is 446 is one of the phone prefixes for Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. There you go. Now you'll never forget it. Almost there. I can't believe how slow the computer has been the last few days. Okay, so here we go. So you can see how speeding it up, and I'm not, it looks like I've still got an extra cloud in here somewhere. I'm not going to mess around with it right now, but you can see how speeding up your clouds to the same 446 settings has made everything look a little bit more normal. Like I said, I've still got one cloud in there. It looks like I forgot to adjust the value. But this is what you want. You essentially want it to look the same as if this were a NASDAQ chart or a Russell chart or a crude oil chart or a gold chart or practically any other instrument that does not trade at 12.50 a tick. The default settings will tend to be your go-to for any market that trades at $10 a tick or less. You can adjust your settings. If you're producing too many signals, you can make your brick size and clouds larger. If you're not producing enough signals, then the opposite is true. You need to make your brick size and clouds smaller. You may want to make a note of this, but the rough relationship, this is just kind of your rule of thumb starting point relationship, is that your slow cloud is 1.5 times the size of your brick. So if your brick is, whatever, 10, then your slow cloud will be 15. Your faster cloud is the same as your brick size. So if your brick size is 10, then your faster cloud brick size will also be 10. And your hawk bar size, I'm talking about the Raptor now, will be 0.75 times your brick size. So again, if your brick size is 10, your hawk size will be either 7 or 8 because you can't do 7.5. All right, hope that makes sense. If not, you know where to find me. All right, gang, it's the bottom of the hour. I've got to get going. If you are going to continue trading today, expect more serious effort on the seller's part. I don't think you want to get too aggressive on the short side, but the market is very likely to settle into a bit of a sideways pattern, probably until the rest of the session. That's just the way it goes on these very, very strong rally days. But you're going to want to stay bullish. I think the market will probably make a strong finish, or try to make a strong finish today. All right. I will see you again tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.